I'm going to see if I can articulate about energy. A friend was asking, you know, um, why doesn't the universe mirror back the misery to the rich elite of the world? Um, that they are imposing on humanity. First of all, it isn't about what they are doing. None of this is about what we are doing. It's about how we are feeling. The universe does not retribute based on what we're doing. It's all about feeling. And you can be sure that the elites of the world are in a vibration of total bliss. One could say they get off on the misery that they are inflicting on humanity, but they are feeling blissful about that. And so they get to enjoy the manifestation of a level of abundance. Material abundance is not inner abundance. They are on a cycle that only manifests materially, but in their soul they are quite miserable. Jesus said, "What does it profit a man if he gains the whole world, power and the control, but lose his own soul?" Right? Yes, the elites look like they are on top of the world, but they are so empty in soul. And the worldly rewards is the only pleasure that they can garner for themselves. But for the common person, the common rule is that energy will manifest according to how one feels on the inside. If the rich men generate their bliss by means of having power and control and material wealth, that will perpetuate their cycle, but their soul is staying stuck at lower levels, at the lower levels of consciousness, and eventually they will not move along into the new world. But let's talk about energy. The example that I had on my mind that I wanted to talk about is how energy works, how energy attracts. Take, for example, the clerk at the checkout in the store. If the energy of the clerk is grumpy, miserable, and angry, chances are you're not going to line up to be served by that clerk. You will look for the clerk that has a light energy about them, a cheerful energy about them, a positive energy about them, smiling instead of frowning. That is energetic attraction. Now, if you are in a really pissed off energy, you might magnetize to the angry clerk because there is a match in energy. And even the angry clerk might be of a higher energy than what you personally feel. So energy is always going to level out and match most closely with the energy that you have inside of yourself. That's what you're going to feel drawn to. And the other thing my friend was saying is, well, how do we spread this energy to the collective? It happens one person at a time, and it starts with ourselves. If we remove the angry vibrations, and I don't mean that you can never be angry, but there's a state of anger that we can get perpetually stuck in because we are circulating around anger, frustration, and resentment because there are deeper wounds that need to be healed. So we can become stagnant in a state of anger. That's the toxic anger, right? And we need to remove the negative electrons, the negative particles out of our soul that keep our waters bitter, right? We need to transmute the water and raise our personal vibration higher and higher and higher. As we do that, our waters, our consciousness, our frequency will ripple out. Like each human being, each living thing has a toroidal field of energy that swirls around us, and our energy bubbles will intersect and connect as we move around each other. And it really is scientific because the electrons and the magnetism gets changed when there is energetic influence, just like we are influenced by the moon and by the sun. We each are a moon and a sun that affects someone else's moon and sun, depending on our proximity. And so if I, for example, have higher vibing electrons and my energy intersects with a lower vibratory field in another person, my higher vibrating electrons will stimulate their energy and pick up their energy. We call that pick up their spirit, right? We elevate their spirit with our energy. It can be something as simple as a smile. Smiling at a person is a powerful energetic exchange. And this is the base principle of how it ripples out to the collective. If you smile at everyone instead of frown at everyone, you will touch every person in this life eventually because, like I said, it ripples. You touch one person, that person touches two others, those two others touch four others, those four others touch eight others, and it keeps multiplying the energy. So that's the principle of how do we spread this to the collective. That's how it's done. You have to make sure that your energy is of the purest form, is of the form that you want to see multiplied. If you want to see anger multiplied, then you hold yourself in an angry state and infect everyone else you know and make them infect them with anger. Or you can infect them with love, with joy, with non-judgment, with neutrality. And that's how we're going to change the world. One smile at a time.